Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toya Talks. Hey, Sissy. Hey, Sean. How y'all feeling?
Hey,
What's
Sissy.
up? What's up?
I'm good.
All right, y'all. So, guess what? This is the week that I've been waiting for. We finally have my guy, my main guy, Sean, here, and we are going to have a conversation. And I'm going to tell y'all at the end of our conversation what our actual topic is going to be. Our topic is a little, it's going to be a little spice. It's going to be a little secret. But okay, so I came on live on Tuesday, right, Sissy, and I told the people that we were discussing how you and Sean came to be. I heard from a little birdie that y'all were friends for 12 years before you became friends.
Y- yes.
Something like
Okay,
that.
the floor
Yeah.
is y'all.
When
Tell
did
us
we
about
meet?
it.
In like 2007.
I'll let him tell a story because
Raven don't know it.
I,
She wasn't there.
he
But I was. So
said,
so boom. Let me tell you what happened. So y'all family go to Morning Star. My family go to Morning Star. So my grandma would always come pick me up for church, me and my homeboy Jonathan. And there was this girl in the choir stand. And I used to think she was so cute. It's one of my earlier crushes. And I was like, man, that's 2007, mind you. It's way back. It's like right after Katrina time. And I used to tell him every Sunday that I'm gonna go get her number. And every Sunday I would chicken out. And then I would tell him next Sunday, I'm like, this is the week. It's gonna happen. And then it don't. So one fateful, I guess, Sunday, I must have been filled with the spirit.
You're so dramatic.
I must have been filled with the spirit because I punked out again. But what happened was I ended up bumping into her. Like I'm trying to, just make my way out of church because I'm a failure once again.
pause,
What?
pause. You end up bumping into me.
I did
First of
not bump
all,
into you, but
him and Jonathan look like they purposely, like me and Whitney were walking from the choir stand and we were just in our phones. And they seem like they purposely bumped into us, like, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, well, look who we bumped into. That's what I remember. But you could go ahead and continue.
well, I just so happened to see her. And then at this point, it's like, you don't never see her after church. It's always like on the choir stand and you get out of there. But like I saw her and I'm like, man, well, at this point, you got her. So I went over there. I don't know what I said. I was hella nervous. She was hella
Okay,
cute.
so wait, pause, Sean. If I'm not mistaken, what year was this again?
2007.
Okay, so
I was what,
2007, you
13,
first met Raven at
12,
Morning
13.
Star Church, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 2007, keep going.
So after that, we exchanged numbers and, don't tell your daddy or your grandma, but we used to just be texting the church the whole time. Like we used to be in a group message, me, her, Whitney, and Jonathan. And we would just crack jokes the whole service in this little group message. And
Okay.
basically, it was like a little game. Well, I don't know if everybody else was playing, but this was my goal, was to try to make them bust out laughing in church. Like send something funny enough to make them bust out laughing mid-sermon.
Oh my goodness.
I used to be like, I send it and then I watch Raven in the choir stand. I'd be like, that one, that's a good one.
Horrible. We
It's
all
gonna
used
get
to
her.
be texting in the
And
choir
then she gonna be
stand.
like, like yeah. So that's how it started. But we never got together. We just ended up becoming real good friends. And I don't really remember how that played out. Like I remember, the whole texting, talking to church thing, but we just got cool and all that. Like my initial motives kind of got pushed away. And it wasn't really something like the whole time I was like wanting Raven, like the whole time we was friends, like I was just kind of scheming on the whole time. Cause I like to play the long game, but that's too long to be sitting up, you know, nah. But we just got cool. And that's just what it was for a long
Yep.
Okay, so
Strictly platonic. Homies.
time. Homies.
okay.
My home.
Now, Raven,
And that was my
all
homeboy.
right, so we ready to really dive into
Yeah, we
how
can
did
dive
y'all
into.
come to be then? If y'all were just
Mhm.
friends in 2007, first you said that initially you thought that she was a cutie. Of course, my sister is a
Raven was cute the
cutie.
whole time.
Um, huh?
Yeah, he was cute. I told me. I always thought he was handsome, but
Raven was
we
pretty the whole
always
time.
we always just remained friends. And he got into a relationship, and I got into a relationship. We was doing our own thing, but we was still friends.
And so at this time though, y'all were strictly friends.
Oh,
Like
at that
friends
time,
with
yes.
like flirtiness friends or just
Yes.
No,
real for
All the
real like
years,
that is
all those years we were just friends. We never flirted with each other.
Sean, you
Nothing
gotta
like that.
speak for yourself, will you? Because you
They
said
used
in the
to call me one
beginning.
of the homeboys.
no,
Okay.
that was my homeboy. We used to lie and tell people we was cousins because every time we'd go out somewhere, people always think that was my girlfriend, and that'd throw my game off.
Okay.
He was like, "Do
Yeah,
you
I
come
was
here?"
his wingman.
Yeah, that was my wingman. Real talk.
All right. Okay, so then how did y'all come to be? And what is the little spicy part that we want to share?
All right. Well, my what happened was we kind of got together because of my ex and her ex. So
I mean, without going into too much details, I don't understand what that means.
my ex, who I was with, we was together like 4 years, and
Uh-huh.
the whole time she knew Raven. Raven was always my friend. She, they were roommates freshman year of college, and so she knew Raven. But we broke up, and then years later when we finally talked again, I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years later, she was like, "You still, you and somehow Raven came up, and she was like, you still cool with Raven?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "And y'all still ain't did nothing?" And I'm like, "No, that's my dog." Like, so you and her been cool this whole time, and whatever, and ain't nothing happened yet. I'm like, "No, that's still just my homie." And she just kind of felt like she would bring it up so much because me and her kind of started kicking it again. But she
Mhm.
would bring Raven up so much that it made me bring what she was bringing up to Raven. Like we
Okay.
never talked about that kind of stuff. Like that kind of stuff never came up. But I'm
Right.
like, man, let me tell you, his hugging, or like if me and Raven be out and like like for Seth's birthday, we take a picture and then she going through my story and she was like, "Oh, well, what Raven at?" Oh, there she is in the next slide. Like she just was all on Raven. And then she
Okay.
told
That
me,
lady had a spider sense, but go ahead.
she said that well, I can't get back with you until you get this Raven thing out your system. And I'm like, ain't no Raven thing in my system. Like, it's not like she felt like, if me and her were to get back together, eventually down the line, I was gonna be like, I wonder what would happen if I would have ever tried Raven. You feel what I'm saying? So
Mm.
she was like, you gotta get with Raven, and then if you and Raven don't work, then you can come back to me. And I told Raven that, and we just thought that was so funny. Like, what's wrong with her? Like, she is crazy.
Now listen,
Yeah.
before you finish, this conversation was actually like a piggyback off of my first Toya Talks, which was can men and women be friends, platonic friends, right? And I
Mhm.
had a co-host said that had joined me on there and said just commented and said that's where the crack came in at. And so I was like, when I was thinking about bringing y'all, I was like, see, now everybody gonna think it's not possible, blah blah blah. And I never said it was not possible. I just said I definitely think it is possible. But go ahead, keep going.
we
we
did it.
we did
We
it.
did
I
it.
feel like we did it for a long enough period of time successfully without any funny business. It was strictly platonic. We was homies. We would hang out. We would talk. Like he would tell me everything about his girls and all these women he was messing with. Not saying that he was messing with a bunch of women, but like
Mm, that's right.
and
Protect your
the
man, girl.
the guy and the guy that I talked to throughout the years, like he knew everything, I knew everything. So it's like, like we were really friends. So when
We
we did decide to do that, I felt like, of course people were gonna, look at it and be like, y'all probably been, but no,
Nah,
we haven't.
because we know stuff about each other that you would never tell somebody that you're thinking about dating. There's things about yourself that if you're trying to get with somebody, it's like an interview almost. You want to impress them, you want to put your best foot forward. So if thinking about trying to get with somebody, at the end of the day, you're not gonna be so, willy-nilly with the information. Like she knows stuff about me that if I was trying to date a woman, she never know. I'm taking that to the grave.
Yeah, okay.
And vice
I get
versa.
that. I get that. Okay,
So
Yeah.
so let me get this story all the way straight.
They got one more little juicy detail. One more little juicy detail.
Well, tell the people the juicy details, Sissy. Why don't you?
All right. So back in high school, you know, well, he wasn't in school when I was in school because he kind of got out early or whatever. But his best friend, one of his best friends, and I dated shortly after graduating high school for a little, for a few months. Um, he don't like why I be trying to downplay it, but like it really was, that was like my first real, I guess that was my first relationship, and they were friends, so that kind of played a part in how we were able to maintain that friendship, that platonic friendship for so long, because I know how y'all, the generations before us is like, oh no, that's off limits. I can't, that's my homeboy ex, or that's my girl, that's my best friend ex-boyfriend. I can't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And that was like something that was sitting on me for a while. And I got to a point where, when I started feeling what I started feeling, I just didn't care no more.
Wait, before you go there, Sissy, let me reiterate. Short story. My sister and Sean met a while ago. In college, my sister was roommates with Sean's then girlfriend. Then we find out that Raven used to date someone that was friends with Sean. Oh, this is juicy. Continue.
We were all roommates at the same time. I was roommates with him, and she was roommates with her at the same time.
I need a sip. I don't have nothing to drink. But
I need
this
a
is
sip too.
Okay. So y'all, okay. That's mind blowing. And that brings me to my actual topic. Not talking about you guys, but my topic is girl guy code. And so I have some questions that I want to ask y'all since you guys have had the experience. Let me just say, none of these questions are meant to judge y'all in any way, but it's just to give the audience answers since y'all have that type of experience. Just wanted to put that out there. Before you was about to say that though, Raven, I was like, don't go into it because that was one of my questions. Y'all like and share. Let me see those hearts. So you said after we found out all of that, let me see which one I want to ask because girl, I have so many questions for y'all. What was off limits when y'all were friends though? Or did you guys not think of it that way?
I didn't really think of it like it kind of came naturally because for a long time he was in a relationship and I was in a relationship. So it was like, we not thinking about each other in that manner. We friends, we were friends before and we were friends after we exited those relationships. We even remained friends throughout that, for a few years after that. So
that makes sense. Well, here's the thing though. Like Sean said, y'all were friends, right? So y'all told each other some dirt. Did that affect y'all relationship in any way?
I would say yes, but at first going into it, I think that we were both so like puppy-eyed behind each other that we kind of just we didn't care because like he loves to say this saying that you're supposed to love a person
in spite of.
Yeah.
In spite of, not because of.
Not because of, but in spite of. But wait, not in spite of. Is it in spite of?
One of them.
Is that how you say it?
Despite.
You say it all the time.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to love a person outside of like I know this about you or you do this, but I love you anyway. If you love somebody because of something, if that thing becomes not a thing anymore, then the love falters. It's like, well, I love you because of your money, I love you because this nice car or whatever, or the good love making. But then if that goes away, it's like, well, I gotta go. But if you love somebody in spite of something being bad or this not being perfect or
Right.
whatever, you will always love them.
That makes sense. So looking from the outside on in, do you guys think that there was a girl guy code that was broken?
By us being friends or us
No, by you
becoming,
guys becoming just due to the fact that you know how y'all came together and the exes that were
oh
intertwined.
well,
I mm,
well, he like the same way my ex told me that we should, like why you just don't, blah blah blah. He was saying the same thing around the same time. He was like, he always be like, man, I don't know what you and Raven waiting on. And like Raven would call me and be like, there go your girlfriend calling. Like, I don't know what you're waiting on. You might as well just, I hope it's not me stopping you.
Okay, so he was fine with the whole you and Raven situation.
or at least that's what he was trying to portray. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So at what point did y'all ever feel like y'all had to explain that to them? I mean, I know that this is first of all, before you even answer that question, Shauna, you are and him still friends to today.
Yeah, we was all together yesterday.
Well, this just keeps getting better and better. Okay, so at what point did you feel a sense of responsibility that, hey, I need to share this with my guy? I mean, according to what you just said, I would think it would be fairly okay since he kept putting it out there that it wasn't a big deal.
Well, it was, well, whenever you had got back down here from Atlanta, it was a few weeks after that because I know it was like Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
It was around that time, and we had went over there, and I had talked to him, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I know, like I didn't know, but I knew, like I seen, like once, he had told me, him had talked about it, like I started seeing, her call more frequently or her text more frequently, like when I see your phone, like, so he was like, I was just kind of waiting on you to just, come tell me about it, but it
Okay.
was cool, it was no big deal.
There was a quote that I saw, and it said, dating a friend's ex with or without their consent is the best way to end a friendship. And I think that that's good. I think that, because it seemed like it was cool for him, it was cool for you, and y'all are still friends. So, that, but I was like, Lord, that could be crazy. And without getting into any details, did you ever feel the need to tell your ex, Sean? Or
Mine.
had time gone by and you just didn't care?
How did that play out? Well, like when we were talking, and Chicago, I forgot about that. What had happened was me and
Oh
my
Lord.
ex, we was kicking it again, like I
Scandal.
said, and she wanted to go to Chicago. Well, she was going to Chicago for graduation. She invited me to come with her. Now, this was right when me and Raven first started, like getting all, we got behind each other. And now keep in mind, I had been wanting this girl back. So a trip like this with her was something like for a long time that I would die to do, like die to have, like to go on this trip. And the whole trip, I was all in my phone talking to her.
Talking to me.
Talking to Raven. The whole trip, I'm out here in
Wait,
Chicago
wait,
with this
wait,
girl.
wait, wait. You just said the trip with your ex was a trip that you would have died to go on with your ex. However,
Yeah,
you were talking
before.
to Raven the whole time.
He couldn't even pay attention to her.
Yeah, I really couldn't. Like me and Raven had started talking, and it's like I just was so. It was early on. I was just so into that, and I just couldn't miss a moment. Like I couldn't. The text message couldn't roll across my screen, and I not respond to. Sometimes you'd be like, text her back later. But I was just like, I gotta respond
Well,
immediately.
us sisters, we do that to men. I'm just
She was responding faster than me though.
This is
That's
so
because
true.
I wasn't doing
Whatever. But so yeah, and it was crazy. And she knew who I was talking to. Like she's not a crazy person. So like when we got back, she kind of was, like, so you and Raven is a thing.
Yeah, she just kind of, no, remember she sent you like a text message, I hope y'all have a happy life. I can't, and I'm unfollowing you guys on Instagram.
Okay, so it sounds like your friend Sean was okay with it, but your ex Sean was not okay with it.
No.
So Raven, because you guys were roommates, how was y'all relationship, you and Sean's ex?
Raven was hurt. Ray was like, why is she being like that with me? I don't have nothing but love for that girl.
I
don't know
didn't
why
have
she
nothing
being
but
like
love
that.
for that girl.
You took that girl, man. No, I'm just joking. According to her, he was your man already. I'm just saying
Exactly.
that's.
Lord, see how women find angles. Women
But
are finding
anywho,
angles.
Listen, that's what you
Anywho.
just said.
Me and her were very cool, and like up until they broke up, we were cool. And then after that, I just never really heard from her no more. Like I remember one time reaching out to her. I sent her a text message sometime. This was years ago, but they had broken up. They weren't together anymore, and it was just like some type of text message, and I don't know what it said, and she was just like, whatever, okay, whatever, or something. It's like how she responded, I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't have my phone, maybe she thinks I'm somebody else, maybe she don't have my phone number saved anymore. Because she's never treated me, any type of way. She was always very, very nice. She was a very, nice personality and everything like that. Everybody had a good time when she was around. But after they broke up, I guess she broke up with me too. Cause she she started treating me like nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. And then I was really confused until he started telling me stuff that she was saying to him, because she would bring me up so often.
Mhm.
And then I was like, oh, okay. And I remember being on Twitter and I kind of commented on something she posted and she didn't reply, and she had just got on. And then I was like, okay, I see that she's on tweeting. Well, let me unfollow her and follow her back, because she didn't follow me back. And then I'm like, oh, she really didn't follow me no more on Instagram or Twitter. She did not respond to me on anything. Not that I was like
wow.
reaching out to her a bunch of times, but it was like little stuff I was doing, and I was
Mia Gross said Raven was the enemy. Sounds like you was the enemy, sister. You didn't know.
she's the enemy to herself.
Oh, come on, be nice. So I have a question.
I am being nice. She not being nice. I was always nice.
How did it when you guys actually became official? I know you had a 12-year friendship, but I would assume that your families, how did you guys explain that one to your family, or was it just something that was just like, did the family see it too?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, how did it happen with your family?
My mom, she texted me. Me and her had went to Lafayette, and my mom, we left her car by over here, and my mom texted me and was like, "Are you Raven dating now or something?" And I'm like, "Why you ask that?" He's like, "Cause y'all sure spending a whole lot of time together as of late."
Was
And I
this
was like,
before or after Chicago?
This is after Chicago.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, because Raven was still in Atlanta when I went to Chicago.
Oh,
That was
don't I know?
October. Yeah, so
You ain't
that
hear that,
was
sissy.
so yeah, that was
And just so y'all know, Raven
Halloween.
was living with me, so I had got this tea a little bit early. I was like, every time I'm waking up, every time I'm going to sleep, her and Sean on the phone. I just thought they were the cutest. I still think that y'all are the cutest. When she first came to Atlanta, she was trying to tell me, that's just my best friend. That's just my best friend. I don't talk to my best friend that's a guy every day, all day, but it worked out. But go ahead,
But
continue.
so that was the trip to Chicago was for Halloween. She didn't come home till almost Thanksgiving. So this was a little after that, like probably the beginning of December. And my mom just was like, "Y'all sure spend a lot of time together. Y'all together now or something?" I was like, "I'll talk to you about it when I get back." Now my pops, on the other hand, he had been campaigning for me and Raven to become a thing for a while. And I would always tell him, like, chill out. He'd be like, "Yeah, she's still singing. Like, you were Raven all the time. She sure is a good girl, man. Y'all seem like y'all get along." I'm just saying. Don't mind me. Like that was his kind of energy. Like, I'm just saying. She right there. Y'all always together. So he was yes. She became like instant daughter-in-law to him.
Instant.
Like
I
it
was already
Like he was like, finally,
You was
thank
already
you.
in the
That's it.
fam, huh, sis? Slither
But
your way on
everybody,
in there.
like when Raven met everybody as my girlfriend, like even distant family relatives that I don't see that much, everybody had saw her at least once already. Now
Okay.
my close family already had been seeing Raven, but my grandma already was in love with Raven way before this ever happened. Like she had already met everybody there was to meet just about,
Hmm. Yeah,
because
so they
I'm
we
were
was
just,
telling
always
you,
together.
Mia should
everybody was pretty much like, about time.
Mia should have been on here. Mia said T don't miss nothing. I have to make sure y'all catching up with this because there's so many twists and turns, and we ain't gonna let them slide past nothing, Mia. We gonna put it out there. So your family likes Raven. That's good. We all like Raven. Raven, what about your family?
My family loves Sean. Sean is kind of is similar. Like he knew a lot of my family already. We spent so much time together that like, he kind of was like family. Like he would come over to the house all the time. Um, Dad, he didn't know like when me and him had got together or whatever. He didn't know, but Chantel knew,
And Chantel is our
and
oldest sister.
yeah, and Chantel said something. We were by your mom's house for what was it? Christmas. It was something. One
Yeah.
of those little. It was either a birthday or a holiday. We was over there, and Chantel said something, and my dad. Chantel said, "Oh yeah, go ahead and make your man a plate or something." And my daddy
That
looked and
sounds
was
like
like,
Chantel.
Daddy looked and he was like, oh, okay.
But she was waiting forever to tell y'all that.
Oh Lord, look, Chantel, in the comment section, Chantel said, but my grandma thought they were together the whole time.
Girl, Grandma Carolyn used to be like, Sean is a nice boy. You and Sean should get together. She used to
That's my
stay
dog right there.
she was telling me that for like at least 2 years, at least. And she was, because when I would call her, funny thing, me and Sean got on the same phone plan to like, save a little money. This
This
was
was
before we got
before?
together. Like a little bit before we got together. It wasn't
You know
like
that
going.
was
How
nothing.
long was it
We've
going
been on
on?
the phone plan for like,
A year?
if we got together, let's say November, you had already been on the phone plan for a year by then.
Okay, so for about a year, we have the same phone plan,
I'm reading our
and then
comments. Go
I
ahead.
just look, I'm laughing too. I was just about to say our cousin dude is so special. He said I knew Raven was getting
dude
big
in there.
fine for somebody. Oh my god.
Yeah, we've been working out.
Yeah, we've been working out, but
Oh,
no. What did?
Finish that
I'm
little story.
sorry.
Don't mind these
Look, I'm
comments.
trying to read the
Finish that.
comments
No,
too. All
you're
right,
the
all right,
enemy.
all
Just know
right.
that.
I'm the enemy.
Yes.
y'all are
But
not the enemy. I think it is just absolutely so cute. But it sounds like, and I want y'all to tell me your honest opinion. It sounds like other people put it in y'all head before y'all actually felt the sparks. Am I right in saying that, Sean? You get
1000%.
out the comments too, Sean.
Yeah, you get out the
Yeah,
comments too.
I'm gonna read them later.
Thank you. So, am I correct in saying that, Sean?
A
That
lot of people
out of
definitely
other people.
planted those seeds in my head, at least.
Raven
Is that
like
what
to
happened
act
with
like
you?
she was so oblivious this whole time, like it could never
Ooh.
happen.
No, I
Like
didn't say it could
that's how she be
never
liking to
happen.
act. Like it was just like it caught her so off guard. Like at the end of the day, as a man that looks how I look and a woman that looks how you look, people get confused when we hang out as much as we do and we not doing nothing. Because like women looking like, well, if I
Yeah.
was hanging around with that nigga that much, I'd be on top of that. Or a woman to be with you, or a dude look at you like, dude, you crazy hanging with her that much and you ain't trying nothing. So people looking from
Yeah.
outside
Yeah,
don't
I
see
do.
how
I
you can
think
just
that
Yeah.
is the truth. A lot of attractive people, two attractive people, they automatically, think that you associate yourself in some type of, improper manner when y'all really are just friends. So no, I get that with me and my best friend. It's like, No, we're just two attractive people, but we're strictly platonic friends. So no, I definitely agree with you on that, Sean. That's
Mhm.
crazy. This was so good, y'all. This is so juicy. I I don't know, y'all. Like and share. Like and share. This was good.
Like and share.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it was. It
Oh Lord.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say it caught me all the way off guard. You need to put your phone on charger.
Is it my phone? I don't know, cause her thing did that one time.
Why you online by yourself?
No. All right. But what were you saying?
I forgot. I lost my train of thought that fast. What was we talking about?
Scoot up.
Oh, just yeah, it catching you off guard. It didn't really catch me off guard. The thought had crossed my mind like later down the line in the later months leading up, like,
Right.
it could be a possibility. But I didn't think you was gonna really go for it. And too much time had
I
passed.
feel like at the same time when you were thinking about it, I might have been thinking about it, but the only reason why I was thinking about it was because of so many people telling me like, oh, you know, this dude like you. And
Ain't
I was
nobody
like,
had to
what?
tell you nothing. So you had needed all those
I needed a little help.
well,
So
small,
I do have a small head, I don't be knowing his head bigger,
a lot of processing.
a lot of processing power. But anywho, yes, so piggybacking off of that other episode, yes, people could be platonic friends because we did it for 12 years, but now scandal, we're together.
And we shouldn't have got together. We should have gave friends hope that they could just be friends. But for the dudes who've been in the friend zone for a long time, they give them a lot of hope. I did 12 whole years upstate, free now.
Yeah, that do give a lot of dudes hope.
It shouldn't though.
False hope.
Most of them niggas don't need
Bitch.
nothing.
All right, y'all. We gonna go ahead on and close it out. It was nice being on here with y'all. See y'all later.
Peace.